Good morning. I am Peggy Frymoyer. I am with the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware. I'm your platform practitioner for the morning for today's service. I will be leading the meditation this morning. It will last about 20 minutes. This morning's meditation is one written by Charlie Curtis, our speaker for our service today. It reflects many of the thoughts that he'll be bringing up in his talk later this morning during the service. So let's start by relaxing our physical bodies. Relaxing in the chair or on whatever surface you might be laying since we're at home. If you're in a chair, your back is against the chair, letting the chair do all of the work. Your feet are flat on the floor, your hands comfortably in your lap, letting go of any sense of tension or stress. This is a guided meditation to help us move into the awareness of the presence of God. When I say the words, the awareness of the presence of God is peace, how do you feel? Does your heart make a joyful noise unto the Lord? For every life in you is the God in you right now. Right now, the energy that is breathing you in and out is the energy of God in you. So even if you do nothing else but become aware of your breath as it moves in and as it moves out, you are aware of the presence of God. And as you become aware of the presence of God, you will find peace. For the awareness of the presence of God is peace. Becoming aware of where you are, just notice your physical location. Notice that you are the observer of your location. Notice what it feels like to be in your physical body. Notice that you are the observer, that you are not your physical body. You are that which is aware of it. Notice where you are in time. And where you are in time is right now. There is no past, there is no future, there is only now. And notice that you are the observer of time. Notice the space that you are in, for your body exists not only in time, but in space. Notice the space around you, and notice that you are not the space around you. You are the observer of that space. So locating your body in space and time, notice once again that you are breathing and that in fact the universe is breathing you. Notice that the universe is breathing you. As the universe breathes you, notice it is as if life is a movie and you're in the movie. As you notice your body breathing in the movie of your life, notice that you are the observer. You are the observer of life. Let yourself sink deeply into the awareness of the present. Notice that life has a quality. Life is calm. Life is peaceful. Life itself has a quiet joy. When you become aware of the essential nature of life, you realize that you are the observer of life. And yet at the same time, you are life. For the life in you is the God in you. In this moment, you are aware of the presence of God, for there is nothing else to be aware of. God moves through, in, and as everything. As you notice that the essential nature of life is good, but in this calm and quiet confidence that life has in you lies your inner strength. In this calm, quiet, and peaceful time, your mind slows down, your mind is at peace. You can listen to and hear the voice of God. You can hear that still small voice. Notice that you are now in that peace that passes understanding, because the awareness of the presence is peace. And this peace is always with us. It's always available. It's never more than a breath away. The joy of the answered prayer comes from the awareness of the presence. Can you feel how good it is to be alive? For at this moment in your life, all is well. This is a time to thrive, because every time is a time to thrive. When we listen to our inner guidance, it comes in peace. What it tells us to do brings us peace. When we express that life in love for others, we feel quiet joy. When we express that love by caring for ourselves, we experience harmony and well-being. And then life itself becomes the awareness of the presence. And the awareness of the presence is peace. Notice that all of life is vibrating right now with the wonderful vibration of love. For the nature of life is love. This universe runs on attraction. And attraction is love. The law of attraction says that we focus on what we focus on, we get more of. And what you think about all day long becomes your destiny. What are you thinking about all day long? What is your destiny? If you're in the awareness of the presence, then your presence is harmonious and healthy and calm and peaceful. But there is no place where God is not. But we are not always aware that God is right where we are. Can you feel that love and life and peace are right where you are? Can you feel that the essential nature of life is good? And as this meditation comes to a close, Allow that peace to come back with you. We will take a few minutes of silent meditation until the very end of this meditation. Silent meditation starts now. And as we close this meditation, come back with an awareness of being in the room that you're in, being gentle and coming back in your own time. Wiggle your toes, your ankles, your fingers. Stretch and do whatever physical things allow you to come back in the room. Allow the peace of the meditation to come back with you as you return to this room, back to today, back to now. As you return fully to this room, become aware that if God is all there is, and what else is there for life to be made of? If God is all there is, then God is who you are. And so it is. Namaste. And now I'd like to introduce Deb Chamberlain, who will be giving the gift of some of her music for the next 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Peggy. Good morning, everyone, if you're just joining us now. This is Center for Spiritual Living, Delaware, and I'm actually in New Jersey. But I love my friends in Delaware, and I look forward to being back with them in person, hopefully soon. So I'm going to play some music for you today. If you're home, I hope you're relaxing and having a nice, easy, gentle morning. And if you're out and about, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And thank you for joining us on this Memorial Day weekend. This is a song I wrote earlier this year. It's called Illuminate. Still your mind, dry your tears. I heard the angels whisper in my ear. Open your eyes, you don't have to be afraid. You are here to walk in faith. So I pray, pour your light through me. This mystic soul needs your light to see. As I bathe in your mystery, I feel my spirit rise. Your light moves my feet, pulls me toward my highest destiny. You make it simple to believe the glory in my eyes. Darkness looms for those who fear the truth, but my eyes only see the way to you. That way is love, and I have seen her face. Now I am here to walk in grace. So pour your light through me. This mystic soul needs your light to see. As I bathe in your mystery, I feel my spirit rise. feet, pulls me toward my highest destiny. You make it simple to believe. The glory in my eyes illuminate my mind, ruminate my joy, eliminate my doubt, as your light fills the void, as you pour your light through me, for all of humanity. As we bathe in your majesty, we feel our spirits rise. Your light moves our feet, pulls us toward our highest destiny. You make it simple to believe. Glory in our eyes illuminate my mind, illuminate my life, illuminate the world, illuminate. Can y'all hear that okay? Is it too loud? Thumbs up, thumbs down? All right, cool. So I'm going to do another song for you this morning. I wrote this in April, so I guess it was last month. And this song is called Child of the Fire. We're all children of the fire that's in our belly. If you like the little groove thing in here, you can chant along with me at home. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh. This fire in my belly grows stronger by the day, an ever-burning hunger that does not go away, to know the life I was born to live, and use the gifts I am meant to give. 'Cause I am a child of the fire. I was born of my soul's desire. Love and only love is what I am made of, and only love can inspire this child of the fire. Oh, 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 oh. When temptation comes and it's knocking on your door, you have forgotten what your heart is beating for. Feel the blood coursing through your veins until you feel the pulse of life again. 'Cause you are a child of the fire. You are born of your soul's desire. Love and only love is what you are made of, and only love can inspire a child of the fire. Oh, 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 oh. The eternal flame knows every name. It burns there in your heart. As we pray from the fire of love, our blessings will impart. 'Cause we are the children of the fire. We are born of one heart's desire. Love and only love is what fire. You are a child of the fire. Oh, 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 oh. Yay. I like that song. I like singing it. I'm going to do one more before we join with everyone in the service today. This is a song I wrote, 5 years ago, and it's called Hallelujah. And if you catch the Hallelujah part and you want to sing along, I'd love that. I wish I could hear you. Here I am, breathing life, pure divinity. With each breath, I can feel life is breathing me. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Here I am, dreaming life, sweet serenity. With each wake, I can feel life is dreaming me. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Here I am, dancing life, ever gracefully. With each step, I can feel life is dancing me. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Here I am, trusting life so wholeheartedly. With each beat, I can feel life is trusting me. Hallelujah, 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 Thank you for being with us this morning. This is Deb. I'm the musician for today with Center for Spiritual Living in Delaware. And if you're just joining us, we hope you enjoy the service. And I'm going to turn you back over to Peggy for our evocation.
Good morning. Good morning. There we are. Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Delaware. Welcome to our service on this Memorial Day holiday weekend. For those who don't know me, I am Peggy Freimwehr, your platform practitioner for the service today. I will be doing the evocation next. Would you please close your eyes, turn within, and join me in prayer. God is all there is. God is the ultimate reality, the one life, the one source energy, the one unified field of pure potentiality and possibility. God is harmony, health, ease, and grace. God is peace, love, and joy. God is all of these things and more. And as God is all of these things, each one of us is all of these things. Harmony, health, ease and grace, peace, love, and joy. We are each all of these things and more. As God is, I am. As God is each and every one of us, is as God is. Each and every one of us has all of the God qualities within us just waiting to burst forth. And as each of us has all the God qualities available to us, there is one pure life, pure presence, and that is God expressing as each one of us. I am thankful that the natural state of life for each one of us is one of pure joy, waiting only for us to know to allow it to be in our lives, to be open to receiving pure joy in our lives in each and every moment. In addition to that, I am thankful that it is natural for each of us to be healthy and whole in mind and body, and for each of us to abound in all good. Thoughts are things, and we can use them for our good. I am thankful that the more each of us practices love and visualizes health and vitality in our daily lives, the more good each of us will have. Our destiny is to have good and more good in this world, and we must have it. We allow ourselves to be open to expanding our good in each and every moment. It is our birthright. It is ours to have and enjoy. No strings attached. To quote Charlie Curtis, our speaker today, despite appearances, nothing bad is happening. God is still in the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is still inside of each of us now. Not only is all well, but all is always well. And so today I give thanks to each and every one of us who heard the call to be at this service, and to all who are here in spirit. Each one of us is the backbone of what makes up the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware. I give thanks to each and every one of us who gives time and service to all the activities that keep CSL Delaware running. I give thanks to Reverend Kathleen for her leadership and to Charlie Curtis as our speaker today. I give thanks to all who make the Center of Spiritual Living one. I give thanks for this truth and for all of these things that make up our CSL Delaware service today, and for all the love and connection that brings all of us together in manifesting this joyful Zoom service. And so it is. Now I'd like to introduce Reverend Kathleen.
Good morning, my friends. Good morning on this beautiful Memorial Weekend Sunday. So I invite all of you, I'm actually encouraging you as much as possible to join us on Zoom for a greater community feel. And that means that if you happen to have your video turned off, I encourage you to turn it on so that everybody can see each other, because I'll tell you, when we are speaking, anybody who is speaking and they see all of these faces and the responses, and even though you're muted during singing, it really supports Deb and our other musicians in seeing you. So again, you can turn on, if you want to, your gallery view so that you can see everybody. I invite you to do that now. Turn on your videos, everybody. Click on those videos and then just wave to each other. In addition to that, if you do want to connect with community even more so, I invite you to type in the chat feature. The chat feature is that little white, it looks like a, I don't know what you would call it, bubble. Like a little bubble, speaker bubble down at the bottom. And you can type in a chat, a greeting to everybody. And also, if you have prayer requests, if you don't mind your prayer requests being public, you can put your prayer requests in there, and Peggy, I'm going to invite Peggy to write them down when they do come through that way. She will make sure that all of our practitioners get those prayer requests. And if you want to type something to Peggy privately, there's also a private feature as well, if you want to keep your prayer request private. But we're trying to encourage everybody to allow us to keep you in prayer, allow us to support you. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, those were all the things that I wanted to do, and the practitioners will pray for you for a week. So my friends, let's open our arms together and repeat after me. I open my heart to the universe.
I open my heart to the universe.
Accepting love and healing.
Accepting love and healing.
And I open my mind to the universe.
I open my mind to the universe.
Accepting intelligence and understanding.
Accepting intelligence and understanding.
So it is with that state of being that I invite everybody to bring that into your hearts, realizing that this is already present within us. All we need to do is accept it with a vibrant yes, and so it is. Enjoy the service, my friends. And I would like to introduce to you now Tom.
Yay. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hope you can hear me here. Good morning. A Memorial Day celebration, we honor those who gave their lives as the ultimate sacrifice. But for every member of the armed forces, whether wearing a uniform of blue or green, one thing remains constant. They raise their right hands and pledge to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. That document was signed 233 years ago. My father, he signed or spoke the oath 68 years ago. I spoke the oath 43 years ago. And we have a common thread here. The common thread is that even with the ultimate sacrifice, any person that was in the armed forces said this. So I'm going to read that to you. This is 43 years ago that I read this. I, Thomas H. Clark Jr., do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the regulations, the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. So with that same passion that I had when I was 18 years old, I have the same passion that I have for the intention statement that we're about to read here. And as Dan puts it up here on the screen, if you could read this with me with the same passion and intensity that I had, because these words mean just about the same thing to me at this time. We, the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware, are a welcoming, vibrant, inclusive spiritual community rooted in new thought, ancient wisdom principles. We are here to be the presence of love and co-create heaven on earth, a world that works for everyone. Join us for group prayer each Monday. Scientific research shows that there are exponential benefits to praying in a group. Check your email for the Zoom link. Starting this Tuesday, May 26th, Reverend Kathleen will facilitate the Ernest Holmes class online via Zoom. The class goes to the heart of the spiritual teachings of Ernest Holmes and supports your personal spiritual journey and awakening. We meet for 10 Tuesdays, May 26th, July 28th, 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. A $45 registration fee is due today, and tuition is $205, which includes a digital workbook. Please purchase the textbook, The Essential Ernest Holmes by Jesse Jennings, through the online vendor of your choice. The next Spiritual Growth Circle meets Saturday, June 6th, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. via Zoom. We are reading More Together Than Alone by Mark Nepo, and we'll be discussing pages 99 through 142. If you'd like to join us, send an email to Mary Kegelman by June 4th. Details are on the flyer on our website and newsletter. All teens are invited to join our CSL Delaware teen group on Zoom, Sunday, June 7th, 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. Reverend Bill Marchoni is a facilitator. Participation is free, however, all attendees must pre-register. Registration details are on the flyer on our website and in the CSL Delaware newsletter. Save the date, June 15th, 7 to 9, for an online transformational breath workshop with Candace Berkowitz. The workshop details on our website under the Get Involved tab and on our newsletter. And I'd like to reintroduce Deb for some more beautiful music. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. No jokes today. What happened? Okay. Well, don't look at me. I don't have jokes. So we're going to sing a really simple, beautiful song together, and the words will be on the screen, maybe. I think so. There we go. And you see it's I am the heart, I am the hand, so we'll do that twice, and then we'll switch to we are the hands, or we are the heart, we are the hands. We'll do that twice, and then I am. We'll do that twice. So please feel free to sing along at home. You are the heart, you are the hand, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Now we are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and all we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. Now I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world, a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, you are the heart, you are the hands, we are the heart, we are the hands. Thank you all. Thank you. And I'd love to bring back Bruce, or introduce Bruce to you this morning for our reading.
Can everyone hear me? Can? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'd like to start a reading for this morning. It's Seeing with 2020 Spiritual Vision. It's the CSL theme for the year. May's theme is Listen to Your Heart. Today's topic, moving from a material sense to a spiritual sense. Ernest Holmes wrote in Creative Mind, page 56, my idea of true spirituality is that we should live a perfect normal life, entering into enjoying all in life that is clean and good. We should place ourselves absolutely under the divine guidance, or then this we will seem just like other people, neither better or worse. You are spiritual in so far as you trust in the Spirit at all times, in all places, under all conditions. Let's speak this truth together with conviction. I know the secret of divine guidance is be still and know here. Within my heart is an all-knowing source of good, the answer to every question, the solution to every problem. I give myself the gift of silence, listen to my heart, and I follow it with confidence. Now I would like to introduce Reverend Kathleen.
Again, my friends, it is my joy and pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Charlie Curtis. He's a board-certified hypnotherapist, a mystic, and a metaphysician in the tradition of science of mind. He also has a private practice in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, and Reading, Pennsylvania. And this is mainly for adults experiencing normal problems of everyday living and those experiencing medical and health issues referred by healthcare professionals. So just again, it is my joy and my pleasure to introduce to you, and everybody, let's welcome with a little, some motion, Dr. Charlie Curtis.
Good morning, CSL Delaware, and it is a good morning indeed. I often do meditation up near Blue Marsh, which is a dam up near the city where I live, which is Redding, and there's a stilling basin where I go to be still. And in that stilling basin lives a great blue heron who goes fishing. And I watch that great blue heron. And every time I see that great blue heron, it has a message for me. And that message for me is, this is the day which the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. For we must never forget that this is a spiritual universe, that we are spiritual beings, and that all is well. For all is always well in a universe run by spiritual law and presided over by benevolent, loving Holy Spirit. When we look under the hood of life, we find that there is no randomness. There is no tragedy. There is only pure life expressing as each one of us, each experiencing the results of the decisions we have chosen to make. This is in no wise suggesting that we should not do everything we can to reduce human suffering, as those who are unconscious spiritually are suffering mightily and in an exaggerated way during this time of international turmoil, and we know enough to help them make their path easier, and that then is our job. But every person decides when they're going to enter this earth plane. Every person decides when they're going to leave this earth plane. When any person decides to leave this earth plane, they choose their method of leaving and their time of leaving. Some people are choosing to leave this earth plane via the coronavirus, and that's completely up to them. It's none of our business, and it's okay. The metaphysics of it all. There is material sense, and there is spiritual sense. Material sense is the world of the five senses and sees something wrong nearly all the time, is always in reaction, is frequently in overreaction, is mostly fearful and angry, and never sees life clearly as it is. Material sense says there are two powers, God and something else, and that the something else is much more powerful than God. Therefore, we need to be afraid, very afraid. It's our job to move from material sense to spiritual sense. I noticed with interest that Louise Hay recommended that we read the Seth books from Jane Roberts. When I looked in Seth's book on the individual and the nature of mass events, I found a detailed metaphysical explanation of what happens when mass events sweep the globe. In particular, I found this quote: "The mass deaths in an epidemic are a protest against the time in which they occur. Often such outbreaks take place after ineffective political or social action, after unified mass protest has failed. There is a psychic contagion. Despair moves faster than a mosquito or any outward carrier of a given disease. The mental state brings about the activation of a virus. Those who die are the victims of apathy, despair, or hopelessness, which automatically lower bodily defenses. The epidemic serves the purpose of warning that certain conditions will not be tolerated. The mass nature of the event causes social life itself to be disturbed, altered, and rearranged." Seth concludes, in contrast, that the natural state of life itself is one of joy, a state in which action is effective, and the power to act is a natural right. You would see this quite clearly with plants, animals, and all other life if you were not so blinded by beliefs to the contrary. You would feel it in the activity of your bodies, in which the vital affirmation of your cells brings about the immensely complicated achievement of your physical being. That activity naturally promotes health and vitality. As the New Thought psychologist Venice Bloodworth said in her book, Key to Yourself, the majority of people are drifting on the high seas of life. No chart marks their destination, no rudder holds a course. They are at the mercy of the winds of chance, the rocks of doubt, the shoals of ignorance. For us who know the truth, there is for us instead a world of accomplishment, health, friends, enjoyment of God with us, moving through, in, and as us. Thinking is the true basis of life. Some are sick, some are healthy. Thought is the builder. There is no such thing as luck or chance. It is law that makes the universe so harmoniously exact. There is but one law, one principle, one cause, one source of power. It is natural for men and women to be healthy and whole in mind and body, and for them to abound in all good. When one knows the truth and lives in accord with the law of his being, health and prosperity spring forth naturally and abundantly. Life and health and abundance are a natural law of the universe, and thought is the active principle by which we are related to the things we need and desire. It is our belief that binds us and not any actual power. When we experience a complete change of thought, this is what is meant by the renewing of the mind. Take things into the silence until they become part of you. Let your thoughts roam over pleasant memories. We have plenty of time for everything. Go into thine inner chamber and shut the door. Pray to the Father in secret, and he, hearing in secret, will reward you openly. Thought is the only reality. Conditions are but the outward manifestation of thought. As thought changes, all conditions must change in order to be in harmony with their creator. And she ends with this wonderful quote from Carlyle. This city, with all its houses, palaces, steam engines, cathedrals, and huge immeasurable traffic and tumult, what is it but thought? A huge immeasurable spirit of thought, embodied in brick, in iron, smoke, dust. Palaces, parliaments, coaches, docks, and the rest of it. Not a brick was made, but someone had to think of the making of that brick. This reminds me that all people are under spiritual law, including those deemed by cultural beliefs to be most vulnerable, including all essential workers, all healthcare workers, including people working in meat plants, including people working and living in nursing homes, because thoughts are things. When I look out at life through this lens of metaphysics, I conclude that if everybody was practicing love and visualizing health and vitality, that's what we would be seeing externally. If everybody were thinking perfect health, this virus would soon be gone, because it is only fear that keeps it alive. I am not alone in this opinion. I recently listened to broadcasts from both Abraham Hicks and Eckhart Tolle, in which they both agreed completely with this. Abraham expressed that this is vibrational in nature and this doesn't have to take you out. A reasoned and objective look at the epidemiological data shows that when we remove the hysteria, that the death rate is less than what is being frantically reported in the press. A good source for this is Bruce Lipton, a molecular biologist who discovered and then proved scientifically through his study of epigenetics that your consciousness determines your state of health. The researcher Dawson Church has published peer-reviewed studies that stress-busting techniques like meditation and meridian tapping increase immune system function in large, measurable ways. And many independent studies in mindfulness meditation show it is awesomely good for health in many measurable ways. So even before we move to metaphysics, even if we just look at leading edge biology and psychology, we find out that consciousness makes a huge difference in our physical health, something that is unknown in the general population and in the general scientific community. This lack of knowledge includes the public health world. I don't know about you, but I have yet to listen to a press conference where the public health experts are telling us that our first line of defense should be to stay calm, practice meditation to boost our immune response, and listen to our intuition so we make wise decisions. But that is the truth, even at the scientific level. And when we move to the metaphysical world, we find a true alternate reality. For metaphysics teaches us that, despite appearances, nothing bad is happening. God is still closer than breathing, nearer than hands and feet. God is still in the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is still within us. Not only is all well, but all is always well. The world, as Paul said, is seeing through a glass darkly. And right now the glass is very dark. But when we penetrate the spiritual truth, we find that this is time to thrive, because every time is a time to thrive. And this is provable by each one of us personally, by experiences you yourself can have in consciousness, if you let your meditation go deep enough for long enough. Ernest Holmes says that our thought is creating happy or unhappy experiences, sickness or health. If we're engaged in business, our thought determines if our business will be successful, whether it will expand or contract. Our normal state is to be physically well and financially secure. All successful business people expect their good in advance. We can do that in our personal lives as well, and in Science of Mind, we are taught to do just that. There was a man from Nova Scotia who wrote to Ernest Holmes for healing back in 1918. Ernest gave the treatment request to his mother. After she did her treatment, she said to Ernest, "That man was healed. I know it." We can do that too. For Ernest Holmes says that your word destroys everything that is imperfect, breaks down every man-made law, every material perception. For the word of the Lord is quick and sharp and powerful. In 1918, tuberculosis was a big deal. Lots of people were dying from it, and there was no known cure. People were sent to sanitariums to die. Holmes said, "Suppose you sit down in front of a patient with tuberculosis. Now that patient is dying because something is operating upon his body. We know that since all causation is mind, whatever is operating on that individual's body is some activity of mind. The whole race consciousness is that tuberculosis kills people, but it is all mental. That person had not wanted to become sick, but he had become receptive to the race consciousness and taken in a lot of negative thought. If you sit down beside this patient who has tuberculosis and say, 'This poor fella has tuberculosis and that's pretty bad. Looks like a hopeless thing,' you will not be able to treat for him, for his physical body is in effect an outpicturing of his mind. But God has given you power. Your word is the law unto this case. If it was not so, you could not heal anything. Your word, backed up by law, is causation. It is man-made that this man is poor, sick, miserable, and has to die of tuberculosis. You can declare that this man is perfect and declare perfect life for him. And Holmes said, 'There is something, I don't know what it is, that does it.' He said, 'Health is.' He said, 'I spend 2 to 3 minutes giving you treatment, and I find that just as soon as you get that bigness of thought, and you know it, it is a treatment.' He said, 'This earth is beauty. It is lovely. It is bountiful. We are in the midst of plenty, yet we are starving to death. We are in the midst of harmony, yet we are miserable and suffering and living in a childish, weak way.' The idea that something is wrong, otherwise known as problem consciousness, is the true pandemic. Under normal circumstances, most people are running around flailing madly at life while muttering to themselves, something is terribly wrong. Today, amidst this cultural crisis, most people are running around flailing madly at life while saying loudly to themselves and others, something is terribly, terribly, terribly wrong. Victoria Castle wrote a wonderful book called The Trance of Scarcity on this generic, widely spread cultural trance that is characterized by the feeling there's not enough and I'm not enough. The majority of the world's population are in this state of mind most of the time. This is material sense. The trance of scarcity is equal to the fight or flight response. People in this trance are in a perpetual panic and feel justified in committing antisocial acts because they feel it's a dog-eat-dog world. This is the feeling of competition. People deeply caught in this state of mind feel justified in predatory business practices, theft by deception, actual theft, and other criminal acts. The medical field is filled with fear. The public health system is driven by extreme fear. So trance of scarcity is present through and through. Public dialogues, as we're seeing during this COVID-19 situation, are therefore always about how afraid we need to be, and the implicit assumption is that existing in a state of extreme fear is our only option. What people filled with fear don't realize is that human bodies filled with fear are compromised. Judgment is impaired. Frantic action is the norm. A sense of impending doom is common, and depression or aggressive behavior are frequent results. People filled with fear, which is most people right now, don't realize that every thought they think is conditioning them, affecting their behavior in negative ways, and creating negative results in their physical bodies. Extreme fear can kill. Fear depresses our immune systems, makes us far more susceptible to infection, and makes infections far worse when they are contracted. Fear generates so much of the stress hormones, adrenaline and cortisol, that our bodies are in overdrive, and cell damage is not repaired unless we have sufficient downtime for that to happen. So we are literally dying faster than we're living, which, if perpetuated as it is with someone with chronic stress, which is most people right now, leads to premature aging and chronic and acute illness. Fear tightens up our breathing as we move into upper chest emergency breathing and then stay there for a long period of time. This cramped breathing changes the blood-gas ratio in an unhealthy way, setting the stage for anxiety and panic attacks. Fear leads to dark moods and opens the door to general or specific anxiety disorders, depression, and antisocial behavior. Because fear itself is an overreaction, everything fear tells us to do is an overreaction. But to someone caught in fear, the thing fear is telling them to do seems like the only possible reaction, so they are compelled to do it, creating endless problems in individual and collective consciousness and decision-making. We see this on the world stage every day in the form of endless bickering, fault-finding, and indecision or bad decision. Because people don't realize thought is creative, they don't realize they are creating endless misery by constantly visualizing problems, disasters, sickness, economic ruin, and the other nightmares which are circulating in human consciousness right now. An alternative to the trance of scarcity is the thought, I am handling this, which is solution consciousness. The opposite of the trance of scarcity is medically called the relaxation response, which is characterized by nurturing hormones, peace of mind, rational thinking, a sense of expansiveness leading to successful behavior, and appropriate caution and prudence, rather than out-of-control fear. In the relaxation response, which is where we go physiologically when we do deep meditation, cell damage is repaired, and the body rebalances. Action is taken from a rational basis, and life feels balanced and in control. Mindfulness is a great solution, as it is an antidote for fear that increases both our physical and mental health. People trained in the physiology and psychology of mindfulness know that fear and panic are not productive or healthy states of mind. They also know that mental images tend to manifest, and that if you are afraid of and therefore mentally imaging being sick with an infectious illness and your life falling apart, that you are actually creating that in your mind and body and life. As subjective mind externalizes any image held in the conscious mind on a continuing basis with intensity. People trained in mindfulness know that mental images tend to manifest as moods and behavior, and that therefore fear and panic are simply not productive or healthy states of mind. Moodiness, panic, depression, and over-aggressive behavior, such as buying too much toilet paper, are the result. At its most extreme, antisocial behavior, such as hoarding hand sanitizer and then reselling it at exorbitant rates, can result. You have to learn to not judge by appearances, but to have true spiritual vision and learn to see what you want. People trained in metaphysics know that what you think, you become. What you focus on, you get more of. What you consistently imagine appears in your physical world. So you have to move into solution consciousness if you want your life to be successful. For best results during this situation, spend time every day in the relaxation response. This is where we go in deep meditation. So your body gets a chance to repair cell damage and you get to experience peacefulness. Make self-care a priority, including rest, time for your own needs met, good nutrition, and moving your body in healthy ways, being outdoors when you can while meeting public health guidelines in your area. Spend time every day visualizing perfect health and well-being, harmonious interactions with the world, and success in all areas, including finances and relationships. If your body is feeling imperfect, spend some time in meditation, remembering a time when you felt in perfect health, a scientifically proven technique called remembered wellness. If you find yourself upset, as soon as you can, use a stress buster technique to get yourself down out of the upset, such as EFT, tapping, or some form of deep meditation. Spend time every day reminding yourself of the core concepts of your faith tradition. Science of Mind has a huge history of positive results that result from practicing positive faith, including many success stories of people overcoming adversity, receiving inner guidance during a difficult situation, and being healed from a frightening illness. Every day, ask yourself, what am I creating with my predominant thought patterns? And use whatever tools you have available to make sure your predominant thought patterns are creating a reality for yourself that is healthy and successful and what you truly want. For God loves us so much that all of our prayers are answered. What we learn in metaphysics is that every thought is a prayer. And so we need to ask ourselves, what am I praying for with my habitual thinking? The bottom line is that the law of mind, manifesting as this universe, makes all of our dreams come true, including our bad dreams. So it's our job to make sure our dreams are good dreams because of the thought choices we make every day. When you go deep enough in meditation, you drop into the peace that passeth understanding, and you can hear the still small voice of the Holy Spirit, known as the Comforter, as it comforts you, and it will comfort you. When life is seen through the eyes of God, this is a time to be alive, a time to thrive, a time to be happy, peaceful, and relaxed, a time to become aware of the presence of God, and the awareness of the presence of God is peace. We can all practice the awareness of the presence of God. We are all capable of that, and so it is. Michelle, could you play the recording? So let's start by relaxing our physical bodies. Relaxing in the chair. Letting the chair do all the work. Letting go of any sense of tension or stress. Letting go of any thoughts or feelings that something is wrong. Until you hear my voice again, relax.
and coming all the way back to present time. Back to an awareness of being in this room. Just notice how those few minutes made you feel so much better.
And now I'd like to bring back Dave Chamberlain, who's going to offer up a song for us.
Thank you, Charlie, so much. That was really beautiful. Really, the whole thing. Thank you. I had a dream. I was wading in the water. Suddenly peace washed over me. And I was one with every precious son and daughter. And it was freely up to me to live forever as one who remembers to be the voice, the heart, the mind of the divine. When I am walking with my back to the sun, casting shadows on the ground, though I may falter, there is no harm done. And if I simply turn around, I can be forever someone who remembers to be the voice, the heart, the mind of the divine. Am I servant or master? Are they one of the same? From here to ever after, everyone will gain when we live together as one who remembers to be the voice, the heart, the mind, the voice, the heart, the mind, who live together here as one with the divine. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd love to bring back, I believe, Reverend Kathleen.
Okay, thank you so much, Deb. Oh my goodness, I was just here saying to Michelle, we are so blessed by your music. It is just spot on every time, and I'm just so grateful. And Charlie, that was a magnificent talk. Lots of thought-provoking things to really take in and think about. In this moment, though, it is an opportunity for us to honor all of our students and teachers in the Power of Your Word class, which is completed. We had 9 students that completed, and so I just am really giving thanks for all those students who applied themselves, applied the teachings of science of mind and the amazing form of prayer that we teach, which is called spiritual mind treatment. So we spent 8 weeks just deepening our awareness, having prayer partners, and just lots of wonderful realizations and insights and demonstrations that came from that. So our students were each given the opportunity to create a project at the end. And so each time we choose one student to be the presenter of a project. So that happens to be Jenny Stewart. And so Jenny, I am going to turn this over to you right now. We are looking forward to your wonderful presence and your presentation. Thank you.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living Delaware. Good morning, everyone, and all the members, as well as any guests that are joining us even for the first time today. Thank you, Charlie, so much for that inspiring talk. It's completely synchronistic with the Power of the Word class that we took. And thank you, Reverend Kathleen. Thank you, Mary, for being such wonderful co-teachers. Thank you to all my classmates. It was just another soul-enriching experience. It began the very first week of the stay-at-home orders. And it was just an inspirational lifeline every week to meet in such beautiful community. And we were learning about the mechanics of spiritual mind treatment and affirmative, which is also called affirmative prayer. But really, we were delving into the heart of prayer, the spirit of prayer, and allowing spirit to move through us, as us, and the power of our words, which, as Charlie was speaking about so beautifully earlier this morning, the power of our thoughts. That are just as powerful as our spoken words. And we were reminded with the excitement that we all get a choice of what we think about, and that I get to choose, and I can joyfully excavate outmoded beliefs. And we learned that once again, that how we all have the power to say, hello, false beliefs, and shine that light on them and cheerfully pull them up like weeds from our mental gardens. And I remembered again that I can choose to be a continuous prayer of light, of love, of joyfulness, gratefulness, peace, and goodness. And we learned powerful tools to shift our perceptions and therefore shift our consciousness. But we were given the assignment to do a final project. And about halfway through the course, I was inspired by Ernest Holmes when he reminded us that we all have the choice of how the lens through which we see the world. And he encourages us to take off our mortal glasses and put on our spiritual glasses so that we can see through the lens of spirit. And I immediately was inspired with this great idea. I got all excited. I went on Amazon Smile and I ordered a pair of heart-shaped rose-colored glasses. And I did research on the God qualities of colors and what those colors represent with God qualities, which was a beautiful experience just doing that. So I bought some multicolored rhinestones and I made myself a pair of spirit glasses. I had so much fun. It's so much fun making these glasses. I now feel like I am the Elton John of New Thought, and I just love them. And one of the things I really appreciate and love about Ernest Holmes was that he was frequently heard to say that he took his work very seriously, but he took himself very lightly. Which I love that about him, and I shared that spirit with him. And so I carefully selected which colors went where, and I mean, look, I even did the stems, and I have a divine pattern representing all the qualities of God, compassion and beauty and grace and love and joy. And like down below, there's blue and green together because they represent unity. And so I took my work very seriously, but I take myself very lightly, and I have so much fun. The other day at work, I was at work, and there was a little challenge that popped up. And so I was at my desk, and I thought, I'm going to pretend I'm putting on my spirit glasses. And I literally put them on in my mind's eye, and I just completely shifted. And they're in my house. Whenever I see them, I chuckle and remember who I really am in truth. And I remember that I have a choice, and I choose to see with the eyes of spirit. And with that, I say yes, and so it is, and I send it back to Tom.
Yay, Jenny.
Well, we all need to sign up to get a pair, Jenny. I'll take a pair. I'd like to pass this on to Michelle for a sustainability tip.
Little reorientation here for a moment.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. So I actually am going to share screen for just a second to show you, since we have that option, if it will let me. So this is your tip for today, sustainability tip for today. This was in last week's newsletter. And what you see here is that there are a couple different options for sustainably minded pencils. And what I said with this was, you know, when you start to really look at life from a sustainability standpoint, everything you can explore about the more sustainable option. So these are very affordable, more sustainable options. The one all the way over here to the right are made by 100% recycled wood. The ones in the middle, they're also created by recycled wood, and you plant them at the end when they're too small to use, and they actually have a little, they have little seeds in them, and they actually grow.
That's great.
Which I love. And in addition to that, they also have quotes on them that have like a little mindful thought to enjoy while you are writing. So love those. These are all on Amazon, by the way. And then the one all the way to the left is the one that I use the most because I'm still a bit attached, excuse me, to the plastic mechanical pencil. But the cool thing about these is that not only can you change the lead, but you can actually change the eraser. So I mean, these things last me years and years and years and years. And I just trade out the lead, trade out the erasers over and over and over again. So they're actually a monthly more sustainable option if you're attached to your mechanical pencil like me. So just gonna stop that share. So that's it. That is it for today's. And I'm gonna pass this back to Tom.
Well, thank you, Michelle. For prayer sessions, visit our licensed professional practitioner page on our website for their phone numbers. Reverend Linda Patton is our contact for congregant care. Her phone number is 302-239-6080. We deeply appreciate your donations to CSL Delaware. In addition, we have a benevolent fund for those in need to which you may make donations. Please mark them accordingly. The Board of Trustees will take recommendations for how the funds are used. And Deb, for your joke of the day here, what does a house wear? I'll pass it on to Deb.
Well, my house wears high heels and mini skirts, but I think most houses wear a dress. A dress?
An address. That's good. Good, Deb.
With a little help from my friend.
Thank you.
Am I singing now? Okay. All right, thank you all for being with us today, whether you're watching us live or you're watching the playback. Wishing you a beautiful Memorial weekend, a beautiful springtime. And we're going to close out with this last song by David Newman. So get your boogie on. It's called Stay Strong and Keep That Faith Alive. Even if you have to do a little tapping, a little meditating, just keep it alive. May the grace of God bless man and every woman in this land. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Whatever comes to meet us, the darkness won't defeat us. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Some say the end has come, said our souls are running, but I say stay strong and keep your faith alive. Let's all come together, take care of each other. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. This is your part. Oh, raise your hands in the air, in the air. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Take a stand or say a prayer. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Hand in hand, side by side, with hearts open wide. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Help others in their way. Pray to heaven here today. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. And wear those rose-colored glasses. Raise your hands in the air. Stay strong and keep that faith alive. Take a stand or say a prayer. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Times like this we need to remember what is real and stay strong and keep your faith alive. United in our quest to spread love and happiness. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Everybody now raise your head up in the air. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Take a stand, yeah, say the prayer. Stay strong, keep your faith alive. Let's do the fun one. E ram ram bolo, che ram ram bolo, e ram ram bolo sitaram. E ram ram bolo, che ram ram bolo, e ram ram bolo sitaram. Let's do the next one for the whole world. E ram ram bolo, che ram ram bolo, e ram ram bolo sitaram. E ram ram bolo, che ram ram bolo, e ram ram bolo sitaram. Everybody raise your hand up in the air. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Now lend a hand and say a prayer. And stay strong and keep your faith alive. Everybody stay strong and keep your faith alive. Every day we've got to stay strong and keep your faith alive. One more time, stay strong and keep your faith alive. Thank you so much. It's so nice to be with you this morning. Love to see you guys singing and dancing and hooting it up over there. I'd love to bring back Reverend Kathleen for our closing prayer.
Hi, everyone. So much fun. So good to see everybody having a good time. I just wanted to say today we have the Spark Leadership. It's on a different Zoom link. So for all of you who are in Spark Leadership, please check your emails for the link. We're going to start at 11:45 today. So we will not have after service prayer, but we will have after service fellowship. And so if you want to be part of the fellowship, please stay on afterwards, and Michelle will put you into breakout rooms. And so I'd just like to invite everybody to join me in our closing prayer. And so just repeat after me: perfect God within me.
Perfect God within me.
Perfect life within me, which is God.
Perfect life within me, which is God.
Come forth into expression through me.
Come forth into expression through me.
As that which I am.
As that which I am.
Lead me ever on the path of all-inclusive love.
Lead me ever on the path of all-inclusive love.
And cause me to see.
And cause me to see.
The infinite good.
The infinite good.
The amazing good.
The amazing good.
Which is God.
Which is God.
That's spiritual sense.
That's spiritual sense.
And let's everybody together say, Michelle's going to unmute us. Ready?
It wants to. Okay, it's thinking about it.
Okay,
Hold
ready?
on.
We're going to say yes, and so it is in just a moment.
There we go.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. It's just not doing it. Give me just one more second. Wow. Okay. No. All right, guys. Sorry. It's being funky. So we're just going to say it together.
Say, everybody, yes, and
so
so
it
it is.
Woohoo!
I think it's
Love
You
you,
should
everybody.
be able to unmute yourselves now if you
Yay!
want to.
Yay, everybody in leadership. See you in the Spark Gathering. And
I love those
The
glasses.
Spark Gatherings in another meeting.
Another link.
But those who want to stay on and chat, you're welcome to hang tight, and I'm going to put you into groups.
So how am I going to do another link?
Everyone.
Never mind, guys. We're not going to do groups. We're just going to do a group one, because she has switch over in just a couple minutes here. So those who are here, we can just say hi.
Hey, everybody.
How's everybody doing? Everybody healthy?
Yep.
Yes.
Good. Anybody doing something fun for Memorial Day weekend?
Enjoy.
The first time ever in our family, we haven't gone down to the beach.
Wow.
Or, some kind of activity. It's weird to be up here, but we'll still have fun.
Okay.
Still have fun.
Yep.
Have fun.
Still have fun.
All right, dear ones. If anybody has any fun updates before we jump off? Teresa, I'm loving the little kitty happiness happening over there. Look at that. That's as happy as they get.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we love you all.
Love you all too.
Bye.
Good week.
Thank you for everything.